How do we select the right customers for this?
Oh, you're gonna make me go back a slide. I thought, you know what? Old school lending is really still very prevalent in common sense. It's ability, stability, desire, ability to make the payments, and that's just a math question. And that means, what is the customer taking home? What are their expenses? What is their discretionary income? How much can they afford in a monthly car payment? That's just simply a math question. Now, with me being the lender, I get to take Trevor's word that he makes X amount of dollars off the books as waitresses do or bartenders do. That's one of the flexibilities that I have, or many of the people that, work under the table, so to speak. So it is one of the things that I have discretion of saying what is qualifying income in my world. But the fact of the matter is that's part of our segment opportunity. A stability of job, stability of residency, a desire, as I said, to me, desire is a warm and fuzzy, but it only comes through conversation. When I have that customer that's very motivated to no longer be a subprime borrower, has a good story, what happened in the past, what's changed that now they can afford to make the monthly payment, that story is the final component. But when I have that customer that wants to put their past behind them and move forward, that's a customer that I'm really excited about, because then to me, it's more than just a car sale. We're actually selling a plan to change their life. So, but very simply, ability, stability, desire, and that whatever created their situation is behind them. And if you do a good interview, I think most people can get that information out of a dealership. I think any seasoned auto person with a plan can get that information from a customer.
Yeah. And, that also, I guess, lends the question, how do you select the right people within the dealership? So if you're a franchise dealer and you're trying to figure out, who operationally, how could I manage this program? How do you select the right internal employees to run this?
It is one of the things that you talk about. I mean, obviously, I have certain people that have the authority to say yes, and certain people that I don't. But that's for no fault of their own. It's either through experience, time of the job. It certainly would not be something that I gave a new desk manager the authority to do. Most likely it would be a trusted F&I manager, trusted sales manager, somebody that not only wants to sell a car today, but also be there, for the mistakes. To be honest with you, this is a long-term opportunity that everybody's got to look at it that way. So that is a conversation we have with dealers. But one thing I do want to point out is that we have a dealer group that's on that they're going to have a central call in 10 dealerships. And that's the type of stuff that can be structured. It could be very individual at a single store. It could be something bigger as a call-in center, like a True Finance, and technology allows that to happen. So it can happen very customizable as far as that goes. We've been at it almost 2.5 years. And as you alluded to in the opener, we've initiated 700 leases, generated over $4 million of revenue at my dealership and leasing company. But what's really exciting to me is, my collection team that we alluded to before, we call them customer service. Yeah, they could all fit in my office. That's how small of an operation it is. They're going to collect over $4 million of lease payments this year in a 10 by 10 room. With the technology we talked about and the training Eric alluded to. The fact of the matter is it's a very, very profitable entity. 2.5 years in, so anybody that takes on a business opportunity, it's not, one hit wonder, 1 month and let me get the results. The fact of the matter is, we've been doing it, as we said, 2.5 years. And we've had over 100 of those successful customer conversions, testimonials. If you saw some of these testimonials, you would think that we actually scripted them out. We have had 70 repossessions. So it is something. You are doing subprime lending. You do have to have collection processes. You do have to have disciplines, dotting the I and crossing the T. I'm sure, Eric, you would agree is very, very important.
Yep.
And you sometimes make mistakes and you learn as you go. And we've learned a few things as we go. And but that's part of the process. But as I said, those repossessions were all covered by my reserves that we had built.
Yeah,
Um,
you're managing the risk and essentially completely eliminating the loss by managing the risk by controlling that, and that's such a great point.